Good morning, everyone. My name is Min Lee. I'm the Director of Center for Business Analytics. In this presentation, I will try to explain to you why analytics is important and why this Center for Business Analytics should be included in your fundraising effort. Below is the outline of my presentation. First, I will describe what is analytics. Second, I will explain why did we launch this Center for Business Analytics this year. Third, I will also describe what kind of activities and initiatives has this center been engaged in. Lastly, what does this center need from our donors? Baseball is a sport of statistics. In sports, statistics and the statistical methods are often referred to as analytics. The best publicized example was the adoption of analytics by the Oakland A's baseball team in the late 1990s and early 2000s. It's the subject of this book, Moneyball. Oakland A's enjoyed a run of success that is incommensurate with their financial resources. The book Moneyball attributes their success to the visionary general manager Billy Beane. He was willing to adopt unconventional metrics of baseball ability. Oakland A has a small budget. However, Billy Beane figured out how to hire affordable players based on statistical data. The analytics movement also received a boost from the success of the Boston Red Sox. Though not a small market team in the mold of the Oakland A's, the Red Sox franchise had long been considered to be cursed because of its inability to win a World Series since 1918. In 2002, the Red Sox hired a new analytics-oriented general manager, Theo Epperstein, and they brought in the founder of baseball analytics, Billy James, as a consultant in 2003. Sure enough, in 2004, they won their first World Series in 86 years and followed it with two more titles in 2007 and 2013. Analytics certainly seemed like a golden path to success. Today, every professional baseball team has an analytics department of some kind. We live in a big data world. According to the Wall Street Journal, big data is the art and science of amassing and combing through vast amounts of information for insights that aren't apparent on a smaller scale. There's also an academic definition of big data, but I will not get into that. Analytics and big data are not really new. In the last 2 decades, some of the largest and the most successful companies founded are analytics and big data companies. Back in 1995, Amazon started selling books. However, in Amazon's SEC filing then in 1995, Amazon's founder Jeff Bezos called Amazon a data company. More recently, ride-sharing company Uber or home-sharing company Airbnb are also analytics and big data companies. In fact, Uber doesn't own any taxi cab. Airbnb doesn't own any hotel. The greatest assets these two companies have are data and analytics capabilities. Google started in 1990s. Its core business is sponsored search, or getting paid by sponsors for each ad click by users. The key to this business is to rank the search results in terms of relevance to what the users are looking for. The problem is really a statistical ranking problem, as described in one of the founders' dissertation. Statistical ranking is nothing new, well developed in the 1970s. Microsoft is also increasingly looking like an analytics company. It started giving away its software for free. For example, the mobile version of Microsoft Office Recently, it purchased a statistics and big data software company, Revolution R, renaming the new software Microsoft R Open. It's free. It's a free and open source software for anybody to download and use. In Microsoft's Xbox Live online gaming system, Microsoft Research developed a statistical ranking method to estimate each player's skill level and thus ranking them, extending a statistical ranking method for chess players from 1970s. The purpose of the ranking is to produce good matches in Xbox games, online Xbox games. On this slide on the left, it shows the scores for a bunch of players up to now. And based on these scores and apply that statistical ranking method from Microsoft Research, the skill levels of these players can be estimated. These 27 is a skill level. Then once we have these skill levels, then all these players can be ranked. Microsoft trademarked this ranking method, TrueSkill. TrueSkill. So this is just an example. In this example, there are 4 players. And the player 1 and the player 4 form 2 individual teams. Players 2 and 3 form team 2. Based on the team performance, the method estimated the skill level, the 4 skill levels, the skill levels of these 4 players. In addition to ranking search results by Google or ranking the skill levels of gamers on Xbox by Microsoft, there are many other applications of this ranking method. For example, Netflix will rank the movies based on viewers' interest. Yahoo is in the display advertising business to determine which news stories, which sports scores, which banner ads to display on a user's page or on Yahoo portal. It's basically a ranking problem. Yahoo has to rank these news stories, sports scores, or the banner ads based on the viewers' interest. Similarly, matching people on an online dating site or matching buyers and goods on an e-commerce site is also a ranking problem. In 2007, Davenport and Harris wrote a groundbreaking book called Competing on Analytics, The New Science of Winning. In this book, Davenport and Harris described how leading companies are able to generate impressive results through analytics. They call analytics sophisticated quantitative and statistical analysis and predictive modeling supported by data-savvy senior leaders and powerful information technology. So what is business analytics? We can probably say business analytics is just analytics applied to business. A more formal definition classifies business analytics into 3 categories. The first category is called descriptive analytics. It describes what is happening in a business. It involves fairly basic techniques like graphs, pictures. Some pictures may move a little bit. The second category is called predictive analytics. It can be quite advanced. This category describes what will happen to a business, why will it happen, and it involves more advanced statistical techniques like forecasting. The third category is called prescriptive analytics. It describes what should I do, what should a business do, why should the business do it. I usually show the following 2 slides to my students in class. Here, the difference between analytics professional and the data science, I think, is data scientists have more skills in computer science. They are better computer programmers. This table from Wall Street Journal lists the mid-career pay by undergraduate majors. As you can see here, computer science majors and the statistics majors are compensated quite high. The Center for Business Analytics was approved and launched in spring 2016. It was reported in Sacramento Business Journal before its launch. The center was established with the support of Dean Balthazar and Professor Stanley Taylor. The advisory board consists of 3 of us plus 2 external members. Dr. Jaitley from Google and Mr. Wen, from a former executive at Alibaba. Both Dr. Jaitley and Mr. Wen went to school with me in US. They studied analytics and big data. Since its launch, the center also formed partnerships with several institutes and centers on campus. We also formed a partnership with a Silicon Valley company. Several state agencies have contacted the center, and we have been collaborating on a number of projects. In addition, many CBA professors are very supportive of the center, and they offered their help to support me. After the center's launch, the first thing we did was to offer more analytics courses to our students. We proposed 2 new analytics courses, business analytics and marketing analytics. Both topics are very popular in the country. In addition, for an existing MBA course, Business Intelligence, I updated and delivered new materials on business analytics. One thing we did in this course was to text mine Shakespeare's complete works using some new tools available in Microsoft R Open. And we are able to text mine Shakespeare's complete works in a second or 2. Then we applied these text mining methods to Trump's Twitter feed. As we all heard after the election, most of the public polls were wrong. However, the Trump Twitter feed, not only Trump Twitter feed, also the Twitter data from all over showed that Trump was gaining momentum 1 week before the election, and in contrary to the polling results. Here are some results from text mining Shakespeare's complete works. On this side, you may not be able to see there are many words, frequently occurring words in Shakespeare's works. And along this dimension, we listed the documents. And from this graph, you can see certain words like will occur in most documents, while a word like love only occur in some documents. This slide shows the results of applying a statistical method called cluster analysis to the vocabulary of Shakespeare. Basically, grouping certain words together. For example, the words enter, exeunt, and the theme are clustered together for stage direction. During the election, Trump said, "I'm saying what people want to hear." So what are the most common words in Trump's tweets overall? We applied text mining to Trump's Twitter feed and found the most frequently occurred word. For example, Hillary occurred the most often. We also deployed a small data analytics server and installed a Microsoft R server on this data analytics server for teaching purpose. Over the summer, I also installed a Microsoft R Open on a Bloomberg terminal, connecting the 2 together. So we can teach students how to apply statistical trading strategies to real-time streaming trading data from Bloomberg terminal. We also need more funding from donors to build a more powerful data analytics server. The current server is insufficient, as we would like to implement many new big data technologies. In addition to curriculum development, we have started a number of other activities and initiatives. In the summer, I completed a small consulting project for a private company. This fall, I conducted a statistical finance workshop for about 20 traders at CalPERS and CalSTRS at their request. We also plan to launch a certificate in business analytics this spring. Sacramento Business Journal reported this activity a couple weeks ago. We are also in the process of starting consulting and training for the state's procurement process. That process is worth about $80 billion. Just recently, the center is leading a group of institutes and programs and centers on campus to secure a consulting grant for a healthcare analytics project. We are targeting about $1 to $2 million. It's a 5-year project. There is another interesting activity I want to mention. Earlier this year, a consultant reached out to the center requesting the center to provide the data analytics support to his consulting projects. He arranged a web conference with a consulting company in Washington, D.C., the Flynn Intel Group. This is the consulting company started by General Michael Flynn. As you probably know, General Flynn will become the National Security Advisor in the Trump administration. At that web conference, we discussed the possible analytics collaboration in a number of federal consulting contracts. For example, cybersecurity, cyber warfare, aviation, energy, healthcare, transportation. This consultant has been working with the Flynn Intel Group. He recently submitted a consulting proposal to DARPA. The center will provide the data analytics support for this project. The proposal is to build a civic superconductor to predict and pre-analyze mass social dynamics affecting politics, economics, religion, philosophy, the military, and other areas of human interaction and communication. We are actually planning a trip to Washington, D.C. next year to actively pursue this contract. Maybe the dean can join us because of his consulting experience with the federal agency before. For the Washington, D.C. trip, I will also try to see if we can get a meeting with Vice President Mike Pence. Mike Pence and I attended the same college in Indiana, Hanover College, and I will work with the Alumni Association at Hanover to see if we can get a meeting with him. So for all these, we need the funding support. Let me summarize the center's funding needs from the donors. We need funding for a powerful data analytics server and IT support. We also need the funding for the Washington, D.C. trip. Just like other existing center directors, this center also could use some time release for the director. The center also needs student assistance support. Since the center will have a downtown office, we need support for the rent. The new center also needs to do some promotional activities and needs support for these. This center will bring many benefits to the college and the university. The center will provide a cutting-edge curriculum for our students. The center will serve as a launching pad for new certificate and degree programs. The center is the primary analytics resource for Sacramento-based business community and nonprofits. The center is the first point of contact for local organizations for tackling their analytics problems. The center raises the public profile and the visibility for the college and the university. It will help bring growth, jobs, and development to the region. We hope you will include this center in your fundraising effort.